3 days after Jinwoo returned from the C-rank gate, a significant change occurred in his life. His account balance skyrocketed from 800,000 won to 180,300,000 won, thanks to selling magic stones. For the first time, Jinwoo felt genuinely wealthy. He celebrated this success with his younger sister, Gina, who remained unaware of the full extent of the money her brother had earned. Jinwoo had sold 49 C-rank magic stones, initially valued at nearly 300 million won. However, after taxes, 40% for individuals and 10% for guilds, he ended up with only 180 million won. Jinwoo briefly considered joining a guild to save on taxes, but quickly realized that joining a guild could bring about unwanted changes in his life. Suddenly, while enjoying beer, Jinwoo received a notification from the system about poison being detected in his can. However, thanks to the antidote buff, Jinwoo did not experience any adverse effects. This made him wonder if someone had buffed him without his knowledge. After thinking about a secret quest he had completed earlier, Jinwoo checked his inbox and received a special reward from the great mage Kondiaru, rebirth and longevity. This explained why his injuries had healed and he had become immune to all poisons and diseases. The conversation between Jinwoo and his sister, Gina, went smoothly until a call came from Jinho, a fellow hunter. Jinho invited Jinwoo to meet at a cafe. When they met, Jinho seemed embarrassed, and while they were talking, a group of students began causing a ruckus. Jinwoo did not hesitate to stand up and teach the 3 students a lesson. This incident only made Jinwoo admire him even more, while Jinwoo remained calm and collected. Finally, Jinwoo sat down and asked Jinho about the purpose of the meeting. Jinho hesitated for a moment and then said he wanted to form his own raid team. However, Jinwoo immediately rejected the proposal without hesitation, showing his decisive and resolute attitude. After returning from the C-rank gate, Jinwoo's life has drastically changed. No longer just an anonymous hunter, he now has a large sum of money from selling magic stones. However, Jinwoo's life is not just about raiding dungeons for profit. One afternoon, Jinho, the heir of Jin Group, came to Jinwoo with an unexpected proposal. Jinho reveals that his father, Manhwa, plans to establish a large guild with the aim of expanding the business related to hunters. However, his father does not want just any ordinary guild. He wants a powerful one that can supply magic stones, magic cores, monster corpses, and equipment from B and A rank gates. To accomplish this, he needs the support of an S-rank hunter as the guild master, while Jinwoo would take on the role of Vice Guild Master to help run the operations. While this sounded promising, Jinwoo faced a major problem. He couldn't be the guild master because he lacked the experience and influence in the hunter community. Although Jinwoo is the heir of Yujin Group, he doesn't have enough accomplishments in the hunter field to convince his father. So he turned to Jinwoo, hoping to get help from a real hunter to establish the guild and prove his leadership skills. At first, Jinwoo wasn't interested in Jinwoo's proposal. He knew that Jinwoo was just a rich boy, someone looking for a thrill in the hunter world, not because of money or responsibility. However, when Jinwoo looked into Jinwoo's eyes, he saw a determination that made him reconsider. Jinwoo wanted to prove himself not just as a wealthy heir, but as someone capable of leading a guild. He decided that he would demonstrate his leadership by completing a number of raids with lower-rank hunters to accumulate the required number of raids. Afterward, he would be able to apply for the Guild Master license. Jinwoo realized that Jinwoo wasn't just looking for a regular raid. He wanted to join a bigger plan, aiming to become the leader of a guild and run the business operations of Yujin Group. This was an opportunity for Jinwoo to prove himself and gain recognition from his father. However, Jinwoo wasn't easily convinced. He needed a clear benefit from participating in this plan. Then Jinwoo offered him a huge reward, a building worth 30 billion won that his father was constructing to be the office of the guild. This property could appreciate in value as the guild grew. With 19 more raids left, Jinwoo would have a chance to earn a substantial sum of money. Jinwoo thought about it carefully. 30 billion won was a huge amount, and with his abilities, he could continue leveling up and eventually become an S-rank hunter. However, Jinwoo realized that what mattered more than money was his own growth. An S-rank hunter could earn far more than 30 billion won, and what he needed right now was to continue leveling up. Therefore, Jinwoo decided to join the project, but with one condition. Jinwoo requested that the raid would consist only of 2 people, Jinwoo and Jinwoo. This stunned Jinwoo. He couldn't believe that Jinwoo would ask for such a condition, because having only 2 people in a raid would make things much harder. However, Jinwoo explained that a raid with just 2 people would allow him to focus on leveling up without being distracted by other hunters.
Jinwoo and Jinwoo are discussing their next steps for the upcoming dungeon raids. Jinwoo, although the heir to Yujin Group, lacks practical experience, and the idea of going into a real raid scares him. However, Jinwoo comes up with a bold plan. The 2 of them will solo the C-rank dungeon. This plan not only allows Jinwoo to gain experience, but also gives Jinwoo a chance to prove his leadership abilities to his father. Jinwoo is understandably worried about the danger involved, but Jinwoo provides convincing reasons for the plan. If only the 2 of them go into the dungeon, the chances of casualties will be lower, and the fact that no one is injured across 19 raids will prove Jinho's leadership skills in his father's eyes. This would be a monumental accomplishment for Jinho and could help him convince his father and achieve his goal of becoming the Guildmaster. Eventually, Jinho agrees to Jinwoo's plan. He will prepare the rest of the team, although Jinwoo knows that he doesn't need to recruit strong hunters. What matters is having people capable enough to join the raid without posing significant risks to the group. After the meeting with Jinho, Jinwoo returns home and checks his daily quests from the system. Notably, the quest asks for physical exercises, but it also records when Jinwoo exceeds the required limits. Upon checking the rewards, Jinwoo discovers that the quest has turned into a hidden mission. The rewards are incredibly tempting, including a stat boost for all his attributes and an important choice between two reward boxes, Lucky Gift Box and Cursed Gift Box. Jinwoo carefully considers his options before deciding to choose the Lucky Gift Box, fearing that the Cursed Gift Box may contain unwanted items, possibly dangerous to him. After making his decision, a small box appears in front of Jinwoo, and he can't help but be curious about what this gift might contain.
Jinwoo has just received the reward from his hidden mission, a rare Demon Castle key rated S rank that grants him access to a dungeon he's been longing to explore. What's special about this key is that it allows Jinwoo to enter and exit the dungeon at will, unlike previous keys that disappeared after use. Jinwoo immediately realizes that this is a rare opportunity he cannot miss. However, when he looks at the key in his hand, a thought crosses his mind. Could this key truly bring him what he desires? Perhaps, but the most important factor is the dungeon the key leads to. This could be an S-rank dungeon, and that means a challenge beyond his current abilities. He hesitates for a moment, but eventually decides that this is a chance he cannot pass up. With the key in hand, Jinwoo heads toward Daesong Tower, feeling that a dungeon is about to emerge. When he arrives, he is confronted with an unbelievable sight. The Daesong Tower has turned into a massive demon castle, surrounded by a fiery red sea. Everything has changed, and Jinwoo immediately realizes that this is the place the key leads to. Despite not knowing what awaits, Jinwoo decides to continue. As he steps in, he feels tension and anticipation. His mind races with thoughts of what could happen. If this dungeon is truly an S-rank one, then it's not going to be as easy as previous ones. But nonetheless, this is exactly what he's been looking for. As he enters, Jinwoo spots a huge monster lying before the castle gates. It's a Cerberus, a three-headed dog, massive enough to devour anyone who dares approach. Armed with the Fang of Kasika, Jinwoo decides to take on the challenge. He cautiously moves toward the monster, hoping to strike before it notices him. However, as soon as the Cerberus detects his scent, it instantly awakens and turns toward him. All three heads of the beast glare at Jinwoo. One of the heads opens its mouth and reveals sharp fangs. The danger in the air is palpable. Despite Jinwoo's efforts to attack and use his weapon's effects to paralyze the monster, he quickly realizes that the Cerberus has incredibly high resistance. An intense battle begins. Even though Jinwoo has experience fighting powerful monsters, this Cerberus is stronger than anything he's ever faced. Its speed and strength surpass all his expectations. Jinwoo must continuously dodge the monster's attacks,
from its vicious bites to its tail strikes that whip like fiery whips. He quickly realizes that direct combat is not the best strategy for this fight. But as the fight continues, Jinwoo notices a significant difference in his own strength compared to the Cerberus. While he cannot land a decisive blow, he isn't feeling overwhelmed either. This is due to the careful distribution of his stats, which helps him know when to attack and when to retreat. Just as Jinwoo thinks he might have an advantage, Cerberus activates its Rage skill. The monster's stats double, and it becomes immune to pain. The monster's power increases exponentially, overwhelming Jinwoo. Despite his efforts to fight back using his skills, the Cerberus's power is too much to handle. A powerful strike lands, and Jinwoo is caught in the Cerberus's jaws, slammed against the castle gates. His health drops drastically. At this moment, Jinwoo's health falls below 30%. However, thanks to his indomitable spirit skill, the damage he receives is reduced by 50%, and he survives. Though his body aches, Jinwoo opens his eyes and realizes that he cannot afford to give up. The Cerberus still stands before him, 3 heads glaring, preparing for another strike. Jinwoo knows that if he doesn't find a way to defeat the Cerberus, he will fail. And no matter how powerful the monster is, Jinwoo refuses to quit. His survival depends on his ability to fight and think clearly in this moment.
After the battle with Cerberus, Jinwoo feels his body battered and in pain, but he knows that he can't afford to stop. If he loses consciousness now, everything will be over. Despite the agony, Jinwoo continues to move, knowing that his survival depends on maintaining control. When Cerberus's rage skill expires, Jinwoo takes the opportunity to activate his hidden trump card, the reward he had saved for a moment like this. He activates the State Recovery reward, which instantly restores his health, and his HP is fully replenished. His injured shoulder and arm heal, giving him a second chance to defeat Cerberus. With his health fully restored, Jinwoo skillfully maneuvers around the beast, locking one of its heads with his arm while drawing the Fang of Kasaka. He strikes with his dagger, aiming directly at the monster's neck. As the rage state ends, Cerberus begins to feel the pain from Jinwoo's attacks. It struggles and thrashes around, trying to throw Jinwoo off, but Jinwoo stubbornly continues to stab with precision. Despite Cerberus's desperation, Jinwoo's relentless attacks finally cause the monster to collapse, and the battle ends with the Cerberus's head falling limp. After the battle, Jinwoo receives a flood of notifications from the system, marking his victory and his level-ups. The rewards are substantial, including a significant amount of gold, the A-rank Demon Guard necklace, the A-rank Demon Castle Gate Key, and 3 Cerberus fangs. Jinwoo is amazed by the necklace's incredible stats, especially the boost to his agility and perception. This is the best equipment he has ever received, and he feels it is well worth the fight. Despite the necklace's intimidating appearance, resembling a dog collar, Jinwoo decides to equip it. The moment he does, his stats increase,
and he feels more powerful than ever before. He also checks the Cerberus fangs, each worth 150,000 gold, bringing his total gold to over 500,000. Jinwoo realizes that his victory has already rewarded him handsomely, but the demon castle still holds many challenges. However, he decides it's not the right time to ascend the tower just yet. He knows he needs to be stronger before facing whatever lies ahead. In the days that follow, Jinwoo receives constant updates from Jinho, who is preparing a team for their raids. While waiting for the team to be ready, Jinwoo reflects on the fact that he hasn't been contacted by the Hunters Association for a while. He realizes that the raid with Hwangdong Sok coincided with another raid by the association, and that's why he missed their call. One day, while shopping, Jinwoo unexpectedly runs into his old acquaintance, Song Chiyeol. Song Chiyeol is astonished to see Jinwoo looking so well, and he tells Jinwoo that Juhee, a former hunter, has been visiting dungeons just to see him. This revelation makes Jinwoo realize that the timing of his raid with Hwangdong Sok was the reason he missed the association's call. As they continue talking, Song Chiyeol notices something strange: Jinwoo's legs. He remarks in horror that Jinwoo's legs have changed, and this realization makes Jinwoo uneasy.
Jinwoo doesn't know how to respond to Song Chiyeol's questions. After all, he doesn't remember much about what happened after waking up. However, Jinwoo decides to tell the truth, admitting that he doesn't know how his body was restored. Song Chiyeol nods understandingly and then reflects on the strange events that have occurred over the past 10 years since the first gate appeared in the world. From the awakening phenomenon to the rise of hunters, among them was an S-rank summoner capable of healing any part of a person's body as long as they are alive. Jinwoo is deeply grateful for the person who helped him recover. Song Chiyeol shares his own story about losing an arm during a dungeon raid. Though he feels fortunate to have survived, the stares and whispers of others make it clear that people are uncomfortable with his condition. Jinwoo suggests that they move to a quieter place, and Song Chiyeol agrees, eager to speak more with him. While walking, Song Chiyeol notices something unusual. Jinwoo's steps are so light that he can barely hear them, even though he's walking beside him. This surprises the older man, because despite being a C-rank hunter himself, he couldn't sense Jinwoo's presence. He wonders how it would be if they were to fight now. He wouldn't be able to catch Jinwoo, even though he's an E-rank hunter. This thought briefly crosses his mind before he shakes it off, realizing that it doesn't matter right now. There are more important matters to discuss with Jinwoo. Once they find a quiet place, Song Chiyeol bows deeply to Jinwoo, expressing his gratitude. Jinwoo feels awkward trying to get the older man to stand up, but Song Chiyeol insists. Just then, Song Chiyeol gets a phone call, and Jinwoo overhears the conversation, thanks to his enhanced perception. It's from the Hunters Association, notifying him about a newly appeared gate. Song Chiyeol, not wanting Jinwoo to get involved after his recovery, tries to keep him from it, but Jinwoo overhears it and insists on going. When they arrive at the scene, the police have already cordoned off the area. Jinwoo and Song Chiyeol are stopped by the police, but after showing their hunter credentials, they are allowed to proceed. They meet a young woman from the association who greets them and mentions that Jinwoo had missed a few calls. Jinwoo, who has been avoiding the association's calls, is now here, much to their surprise. As they approach the scene, Jinwoo notices two familiar faces, Kim Sangsik and another person who had abandoned him during a previous raid. Kim Sangsik tries to greet Jinwoo, but the cold look in Jinwoo's eyes silences him. Jinwoo doesn't feel the need to forgive them. Song Chiyeol notices this and smiles, signaling Jinwoo to look in another direction. Suddenly, Juhee appears and hugs Jinwoo tightly, concerned about his condition. She checks his injuries, particularly his legs, and Jinwoo tries to explain, but is interrupted by a loud voice. A man in prison attire steps out of a car, making jokes at their expense. Another man in a suit quickly silences him and explains that the prisoners are part of a community service program and will be joining the hunters for this raid. The hunters are not happy about working with criminals, but the association had no other option due to the dwindling number of available hunters.